fans. So.
So let's talk a little bit about toys, because we've done a lot of card content, and then we'll actually probably end up circling back to it because of where you are and what you're doing now. But I know a lot of our fans will know you for toys, and it's funny. So I did a little bit of I tried to do a little bit of research on you, and that it wasn't a lot of get to know Steve Johnston stuff on YouTube. So you are you were formerly with Rogue Toys, and you're the Pawn Stars toy expert. Are you a toy collector? Do you collect toys?
The stuff that I collect is stuff that I like or stuff from my childhood.
Okay.
I'll call it a small collection, and by no means is it a heavily valued collection. There's random stuff in it. Like I'm looking across, right now, and I've got a ideal like knockoff Godzilla that has like flounder in its mouth, right? But I had that Godzilla when I was a kid, and I had to have it. I would call, most people would be like, the best thing in my collection is the most expensive thing, and I'm like, no, I have a Marshall Bravestar blaster that is complete without a broken clip in it, and that was my grail, right? That's what I wanted. To me, like, I think people collect differently. And what I've done over the years, and I think what's made me successful in the world of toys, is forecasting. Okay. And being able to help people forecast in where to go, where they can get things, where's going to be a good buy, how is that, or, how does that fit your focus? Because I'm a big believer in that too. A lot of times you get guys that they go out and their collection starts to become everything, right? Huh, Ross? Right. And they jump outside their focus, and then what happens is before they know it, they're chasing all of this stuff, and then it gets overwhelming.
Right.
And then that's where all of a sudden you're like, I thought you were so into that stuff. Why are you selling it? And it's like, well, I thought I was going to do this, but this. So I've always tried to advise people the best I can in that. My focus is just stuff that I enjoy, stuff that I like, something that means something to me. It seems like some of the Funko Pop things are kind of fun to me. Like I have a 10-inch He-Man, and I've always, or the Thing. Actually, my favorite's probably the 10-inch The Thing. Okay. And it's out of the box. It's like a $10 pop, $12 pop, right? But he can wear hats, helmets, and so I'm always like messing around and playing with the toy.
Are you surprised at because I am. Are you surprised at the lasting power that Funkos have had?
I would have said 8 years ago, if you asked me that question, I'd have said, yeah, I don't see it. Mm-hmm. But Funko did something that there's only one franchise I can think of, and I have to say franchise for this, and that's Star Wars, right? That really they were able to emulate, right? And that was, they took the licensing idea and said, we're not going to miss on licensing. We're not going to miss the next big thing. And they went all in on licensing, and they bought everything. Yeah. And that's where it worked. And the reason I think Funkos work, and Ross, I know you have kids, so this is a really good, the thing to point out for you. It's a family collectible. You guys go out and you hit your local store that has all these Funko Pops. There's something for you, something for the kids, something for your wife. It's family. And there's not another toy manufacturer out there that hits all of those marks. They just don't.
I like the fact that, like, if you want to get a signature on something, that there's usually a Funko Pop of it. Like, he ended up canceling because, but Corey Taylor from Slipknot was at a con local to me, and my wife's like wanted to get something signed by him. It's like, well, what do you get? Well, there happens to be a Funko Pop. She has Metallica Funko Pops in case we ever run into Metallica. I mean, there's always a Funko Pop for whoever is going to be signing, even if there isn't a toy for it.
Well, that world's gotten crazy, and if you talk to your friends at JSA, they can explain to you just how many Funko Pop authentications they do now. It's getting to the point that it's probably more 2-to-1 on like the flats, on like the 8x10s and stuff, where I would guess that probably just a few years ago it was like 6-to-1. I mean, it's had that close of a connection and coming together that people just they think like you do. Funko is the first thing they think of when they're going to run out and get that item autographed.
Stuff.
And personally, I think that the graded Funko Pop is right around the corner to about to become a big thing. And it's because, one, we saw this with Star Wars, and this is kind of how this happened, right? Everybody was able to finish up their collection. So what was the next thing? Get a collection graded.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So that was it. Well, you're seeing that with the Funko Pop world now. Guys that are chasing those Grail Pops are starting to complete those collections, and now it's like, what do they want next?
Most of the Funko Pops we've gotten, ironically, to round out the conversation, are ones that are signed that we work with JSA to authenticate the signatures and then case them up under our signature series.
And that's how I encourage it.
Yeah.
I actually encourage people that not only do you get the autograph authenticated, but you might as well get it in, encased and get it taken care of, because you're going to display it. That's what it's there for. And you don't want to. So to me, it's a perfect fit world. And I believe that's the next big thing in toy grading is just the autograph grading in toys.
Well, and with that, with grading, it becomes so much. People always want to know how much their stuff is worth, and it's so hard when something isn't graded to determine it, right? Because condition is so subjective. So when you say, well, what something's worth, well, it's like, if you had it graded, it'd be so much easier to tell.
Yeah. Well, if you guys asked me, like, if I was throwing something onto your guys' stuff, I would just say protect your investment.
Right.
Because that's what it is. And that's exactly what it is. Anytime I told a customer that, I've got someone who submitted some DT figures to you guys, right? And he's like, yeah, he goes, I don't think they'll grade high. And I'm like, that's great. Protect your investment.
Right.
There's no one going to question what that is or there's no speculation on what the condition of that is. And at least you have that in your pocket.
And you don't want your drunk friend touching that saber, even if it is, it's because they're so fragile. The double telescoping sabers are just, especially like the Ben Invader, the Ben specifically. You see them broken in half all the time.
Yeah. So you have a lot of drunk friends come over? Is that
well,
Chris is the drunk friend.
Yeah.
As it turns out, to tolerate me, people sometimes need just to take the edge off. In fact, actually, I'm about to break it. I just got this today, so I'm about to, get going in. So it's Ed Belfour.
Good job, Chris. Good job. That's probably
there
good.
You go, Chris Cross. There you go.
You got some Ed Belfour whiskey, huh?
Yeah. So is it a possibility? Can someone cancel us?
I don't know.
We get drunk on the...
So Ed Belfour, actually, he was signing. I could walk to where he was from my house. He was at a party store. So I got that, and because I'm a toy collector, so
starting lineup.
Yeah.
Well, and that's we talked about the Funko Pops, and like I'll mention one of the things that you guys did is actually at so Star Wars Celebration. If you remember, Ross, Funko gave me a set of the 2019 blue chromes, but they let me hand pick them. So like I spent like 20 minutes hand picking every single pop that I did, and I literally picked them. We put them in the box, walked right over to the CAS table, and I was like, I want these graded. And Ross is like, cool. So you want 6 of them? He starts writing it down, and I go, no, I want them all graded in one shot, valuing against each other. And he's like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, I want all 6 of them graded in one shot. And I had another guy that,
right? Didn't we do two styles for you?
Yeah, you guys returned that set and came back at 9.5.
Nice.
And that set of 6 graded like that, it just doesn't exist. Because most people would have individually graded 6 to try to get all the same grade. But I took that risk, but I wanted to do that because, again, it was a gift from Funko. And, whenever I get a gift and stuff like that, I keep it. I don't sell it. I either give it away or I keep it.
That's got to be a giant display. That's got to be huge.
It is, but it's nice. It wasn't, when we laid out how we wanted to do it.
All 6 in a row?
We laid 3 and 3.
Okay.
And then
they're
set, but it's just wide enough to fit the pops, and it sits and displays nicely. So it sits in my case. There was an article that came out in the Las Vegas Sun yesterday that actually has a photo of it in my case. Because I did an interview with them on the Las Vegas toy collector scene. So, but
sweet.
Yeah.